Mr. Durite at y'all one more again. I'd like to thank you for coming back to my show. The topic is, and today I'm doing a show for my boys who've been trying to get dates online and haven't figured out how to do it. I'm not trying to sit up here and tell you that I'm some dumb one on the internet, or I just got women flocking all over. Hey, hold back, hold. I'm down, stay over there. No, I'm not saying all of that. But I do have some tips. I've learned some stuff over the years, and shoot, we're gonna try it out. I told some people my method, they followed it, and it worked for them. So, why not? I tell it to you. Maybe it'll work. Maybe you get some play. Maybe you won't. Maybe you look like a butt monkey. But hey, there's always somebody out there for somebody. So there might be a chick out there for you that like butt monkeys. So let's go ahead and get this shit started. So before we get into the tips, I want to give you some profound wisdom. Famous doctor, I'm sure you heard of. He says, be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. And this was Dr. Seuss, believe it or not. And with this wisdom, it will help you go forward and find what you're looking for, not only in this online date, but anything else, Be yourself. You should always be yourself. Strive to be yourself. If somebody don't like it, fuck them. How the saying go? Fuck them if they can take a joke, and fuck them if they can't. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our first tip. So I'm not saying go on eHarmony or Match.com to try to find somebody. You can, and this probably will work there, but this is something you should try, like on Plenty of Fish or Tagged or some other social site like that. I think it'll work for you regardless, without having to pay money and do all these formulas and all this other stuff they got you. Whatever, we ain't got time for all that. Tip number 5, write the most honest profile that you can write. And when I say the most honest, I mean make it honest. Don't sit up here lying, I got this and I got that. Really, truthfully, who cares? If they looking for that anyway, then that's not really the person for you. If you start with a lie, man, you're gonna have the hardest time trying to keep that lie undercover and all this other stuff. You're always ducking and dodging. Man, just come straight out. Get on there, say what you want, say who you are, say what you're looking for. If you like a woman that rock climbs, man, say that. Say it. Because you never know who's reading it. You put it out there on the internet, there's a lot of people that can read it. So you don't know. But that's background for somebody to get to know you. That's the difference between online and meet somebody in person. Because when you walk up to somebody, they don't know nothing about you, and you put them on the spot, So, hey baby, how you doing? And they trying to make an assessment of you on the spot. Most of the time you're gonna get turned down because you already look like a bum. You know what I'm saying? But that's not really who you are. If you write a profile, you say who you are, what you about and everything. At least they can sit there and look at that and say, oh man, this guy sounds interesting and everything. They look at your pictures, oh okay. And then they'll send you an email and test the waters. They hide behind that wall of anonymity, so they feel a little bit more comfortable talking to you. Don't get up there and saying a bunch of stuff, then they meet you. You seen catfish, nobody wants that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Tip number 4, pictures. Man, this is an important tip. Guys, we dumb. That's all it is. Let's just sum it up in a nutshell. We are dumb, and we do dumb stuff. And one of the dumb things we do, we put some dumb pictures up there on profile. Not every guy is dumb, but the good majority of us are. So we put pictures of stuff that really is not going to attract a woman. So it is important that you follow this. Check this out. 1, put a profile picture up there of your face so they can see it. You can do a side profile, you can pose, you can sit up here and look all super fly if you want to. That's fine. But make it to where they can see your face. And that's the most important thing. That's the first thing they're going to see. Because they skimming through the billions of dudes on there. The first thing they're going to see is your face, and that face is what's going to attract them to your page. So you got to have a good picture of your face. Now, if you some old chisel rock hard dude and everything, you got a 12-pack, not a 6-pack, 12-pack going on and everything, then you can sit up there with your shirt all off and everything, and I guarantee you're going to get a whole bunch of hits. But then who's going to actually come to your page? I mean, if you're looking for one thing, then you'll get that to your page. But if you're looking for something more than that one thing, and you know what I mean, sex, right? Okay. If you're looking for just that, you're looking for more than just that one thing, then you got to put something out there saying that, hey, I'm not just looking for this one thing. So put a good profile picture. Also, put a picture of you doing something that you like doing. That way they can see your interest and that you actually have that interest. It's one thing to say it, but a picture it says 1,000 words, right? So if you like riding motorcycles, then boy, you with your motorcycle, hey, that might attract the person that you're looking for, so they can go ride motorcycles with you. Boy, that's profound. Oh, why, thank you very much. Oh, also, have a picture on there with you and some friends. I mean, at least this shows, well, you know what? Not just you and your friends, or maybe you somewhere else, or you in the community, or you giving a speech, or you doing something with other people, which shows that you are social. Some people don't want to be with antisocial people, and a lot of guys are antisocial. But when I say pictures with friends and everything, don't be sitting up there guzzling beers down and everything like that. That sends the wrong message. I mean, that's fine if you like to drink and you want to find somebody that'll drink with you. That's cool. Talk about that. Don't put a bunch of pictures on there with you sitting up there guzzling down some Budweiser and stuff, because that's going to, scare away a lot of potential women. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is, And put some more pictures on there. It can be random stuff, but do not, I repeat, do not sit up here and start putting, guys, you got your chest all out, you done put baby oil all on you up here posing and everything. Not to mention, you get to sending those pictures of, the pictures I'm talking about. You want to put some stuff up on there, and the years ain't been good to you and stuff like that. Man, you say that for another time. Don't put it on this profile. If you want to scare away every woman that come to your page, put some pictures up like that. You ain't gonna get no responses. That's for sure. Tip number 3, research. This is an important tip. For real, this is important, because in everything in life, you need to know what the hell you're talking about. You need to know what you're doing to be able to do it. Same thing with this. If you want to find a woman online, and I'm not saying find a woman to get married to. We're just trying to find you a date. These tips are not going to get you married. This is going to get you a date so you can work on the rest of it. Now, you need to go find another video or something else so you can get tips on how to do on your first date or whatever. This is just trying to get you to that date. With that said, you need to do research. So you find a potential woman you want to talk to. You need to get on her page and read every word that's on her page. You need to look at every picture on her page. Anything that's on that page, you need to read it. You need to read messages that other people send. You need to read all of this stuff, because this is going to give you a snapshot of her personality and who she is. For real. So example, you go on this one site and you look at all her pictures, and all her pictures are, she's sitting up there with her tongue out, her butt out and everything, and she got responses to everybody, flirting with them like real hard, like, oh, I like doing this and I like doing that, and I'm trying to keep it clean, but you know what I'm talking about. Now, right there, you starting to get a snapshot, and it's a snapshot. That's not totally who she is, but if she's portraying that online, she's either A, trying to get some attention, or B, she likes doing it. Hey, one of the two. So if she likes doing that, you are going to compete with a lot of guys, because a lot of guys looking for that. One, you're not even going to get heard in the herd. I like that. You're not even going to get heard in the herd, because there's going to be so many guys sending her messages and everything that your message is going to get lost in the flood. You know what I'm saying? So if that's what you're looking for, then by all means, go ahead and try. But don't be mad. Don't be mad at me when you never get a response. Your ass better look like Adonis or something. Like I said, chisel body and everything for her to respond back. Probably 9 times out of 10, she's not. So look out for that. But you can see what type of woman she is by the stuff she put on there, If she put the scriptures and everything on there, well, it's safe to say that she goes to church. If you're an atheist, you might want to get away from that, because y'all not going to mix. And that's what's important. But you go through those lines, all in her profile, find out stuff that you can relate to, stuff that you like. And really and truthfully, when I say research, when you research, you take notes. If you see something that catches your eye, write that note down, because you're going to use that later in one of my tips Oh, you gonna need it. Look at her pictures. A lot of women, I don't know what's going on. I mean, we're in the age of technology and we got all these cameras and you got front facing cameras and stuff like that. I don't understand why women take pictures in the mirror. Hey, I understand it's a selfie, but you know, you standing there with a Galaxy S4 and you taking a selfie in the mirror, it's like, don't you know how to work your phone? And I know you know how to work your phone because you're probably always on it. Those pictures will tell you a whole lot. Look at stuff that's in the background. Look at stuff that's around, you know. I remember one time I got a woman's attention. I sent her an email. And the only thing I said was, boy, you sure have a lot of toilet paper in your bathroom. And I got a response back because nobody was sending her messages like that. It's all, hey, baby, how you doing? And, oh, you fine. Yeah, I mean, millions of messages she get a year saying that. Well, she gonna... But you see this one from me talking about, boy, you got a lot of toilet paper. You're like, oh, this fool paying attention. Oh, let's see what he talking about. Bam, you in there. That's what it's all about, right? Check out that stuff. Do your research. And you're going to have to do a lot of research because the next tip is going to show you why you got to do a lot of research. And speaking of the next tip, tip number 2, fishing. And I ain't talking about fishing for somebody's identity and all this other stuff. I'm talking about fishing. And no one about talking about fishing on a boat. We talk about online dating. And what you got to do, and for guys, it's a lot tougher than for women. I mean, a woman can go on there and she got millions of choices of men to choose from, and she can send one email to one guy and I guarantee that guy is going to respond back in 5 minutes or less. I mean, faster than Domino's can send you a pizza. For guys, it's a whole lot tough. Women are already tough, already. So you gotta put in the work. We already know that we gotta put it. Bear with me. This is gonna sound crazy, but this is gonna work for you. So 5 days, Monday through Friday, this is what I want you to do. Day 1, you send out 10 messages to 10 different women. And for each message, for each woman, it has to be specific for her. So that research you was doing, so you get on there, you do your research, and you find 10 women that you would like to talk to. I would say on day 1, the hottest women, you know, the ones that you really want to talk to, approach them first. Go through their profiles, all 10 of them. You take your notes, find out something that catches their eye, something that you have in common with them. Oh, they like parasailing, and you can say, oh, have you ever used parasail models such and such, such, such? They may not, but at least it sounds like you know what you're talking about. That sparks an interest, but do that research. Find out what they talking about. Find something that you can relate to or that you think is interesting in anything. Jot that down. Then get on that, the messaging system on the site, and you want to do an email talking about that. It doesn't have to be a long email, just something to catch your attention. You don't want it to take too much time. You just want a sentence or two. Boom. That's it. Don't put your name. Do not put your number at all. This will you will screw up big time. Don't put your name and number. You already got a profile name. That's good enough. Don't put no name or number because it's going to make you seem really desperate. And then the title. The title of the email is the most important thing. If you want to get recognized, this title is what's going to get you recognized. For that title, you need to put something. Let's say she says she likes Mary J. Blige. I don't know if you know who Mary J. Blige is. If you don't, Google it. If she likes Mary J. Blige, then I would say something in the title like, let me tell you something about Mary J. Blige. Period, period, period. And always in that title with those 3 periods, because those 3 periods suggest that you have something more to say, right? Make that sentence. I have something to tell you about Mary J. Blige. Oh, I got something important, or this is what I heard about marriage, or something, but make it a sentence. And the reason why you make it a sentence, you remember I told you guys are dumb and they lazy too? Guys send a woman a message, it's gonna be, hey baby, or ooh, you're hot. Something, a maximum of 3 words is gonna be in their subject line, you know? But if you put that sentence, it sticks out. So when she's scrolling through her 100 emails a day, and she's just rolling through and they all say the same thing, and she will come across, I mean, she's gonna be scanning quick. And when she see that long email standing out there, like, oh, what was that? She's gonna automatically come back to it and look at it. Then she's gonna read it. Well, what you know about Mary J. Blige? Mary J. Blige, my girl. You ain't been to say nothing about Mary J. Blige. Let me see what this fool talking about. Click. You just gotta click. She's finna read your email because she's trying to see what you talking about. So now she's in your email. Now you did your research. You saw she liked Mary J. Blige. She probably had a couple of songs on there that she said she liked, and maybe you like it too. And then you just get on here and you say, well, you know, especially she in the same area as you. He's like, man, Mary J. Blige just came out here to Austin and everything. Boy, she put on a badass concert. I don't know if you was there, but I know I was there. If you're really a Mary J. Blige fan, you was there. And just saying, and you just talking. It's an opening line. You ain't really macking on her or nothing like that. You just having a conversation. 9 times, you know what, forget that. If you sincere, trying to have a conversation with her, 10 times out of 10, she's going to respond back. She's going to respond back because you just did something. You just did something that 99% of the guys don't do online, and that's be themselves and engage their audience. You want to find a chick? Then you need to talk to the chick. You can't just, hey baby, I want to bend you over the sofa and stuff. That ain't gonna work. It doesn't work. Not for the women that you want. If it's you just looking for that might work. But then you're still not honest with that. If that's what you're actually looking for, then just be upfront and say that. Just say, this is what I'm about. This is what I'm trying to do. You know, because there might be somebody out there for you for that. So 10 women, 5 days. That's 50 women that you are going to approach with specialized messages just for them, for each one. Of course, every time you get on there, so Tuesday when you get back on there, you'll see if you got any messages from Monday. And then when you get on there on Wednesday, you'll see if there's any messages from Monday and Tuesday. Oh, you see how this is going? Then Thursday you get on there, you see what you get from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then Friday comes, you'll see from Monday all the way to Friday. Now, say you get some messages from Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. Well, that's why Saturday and Sunday is open. That way you can set that day up to go out. Boy, that's crazy, Kevin. I can't believe you came up with something like that. Well, thank you. That's how it works. Now, out of those 50 women, half of them are not going to respond at all. Not at all. So just say 25 women. Because 50 of them, you know, they either on there just for attention or something to do because they bored, and they don't even intend on going out with anybody or talking to anybody or anything else. They just got a site so they can throw their little cute pictures and show off their little outfits and put their little duck face pictures on there and throw some music on there and stuff like that, and their girlfriends go say, oh girl, your site was so cute. Oh girl, thank you very much. That's what it's for. That's it. Either that or they started it and never got back on it again because they found somebody or they got a job or they got a kid, they ain't got time to get on there. So you send an email to them, you might not ever see them again. And that's something to look out for. You know, sometimes on these sites it show the last time they've been on there. And if they ain't been on there in 3 months, man, good luck on that. But now that you cut down the pool to 25, out of those 25, half of them won't be interested in you. You know, that's how the ball bounces, you know. You don't interest them, you know. They might not like how you look. They might not like what you're saying. You know, y'all might not share the same interest. So they just like, I ain't got time for this, you know. So now you're down to 12. 12 women out of 50 in a week. So at the end of the week, you looking for 12 women to respond. And you might get 12 responses, or maybe you'll get even half of that. And you might be saying, well, why would you only get half of that? Well, the reason why is not every woman is like ready to jump on a guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they might not respond that week. It might take them longer to respond. They might have to build up the nerve to respond back to you. So I would look for half of that. So out of 50 women, maybe 6 responses. I mean, and that all depends on the pictures you put on there and what you say in your profile. I mean, the better you can make your profile, the better you can make your pictures, the more responses you get, and you bring down those odds, you know. But that's just how it is. So in a month, really and truthfully, you're looking at 24 women, and just because you get a response, do not stop your method. I mean, do it for the whole month. Do it for the whole month. Because you could go out on that date and then get out on that date and she like, I don't know, just a nut or something, you know. Some of y'all women, y'all a trip. You get on this date, you're like, oh my, I can't believe this. What in the world? This is crazy. You are nothing like your profile. All the stuff you said is, you know, typing. You don't get all the nuances of who a person is, you know. They can be honest with you totally, but, you know, then you see them in person is like, what? Don't stop. Talk to a bunch of people, you know. Talk to them because you dating. That's what it is. That's what dating is. So that way, while you're on a date, the time could be passing for your next response and your next response until you find somebody that you want to be with and you don't want to do it no more. I mean, but that's the way to do it. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of time to do this. I mean, we guys, we ain't doing a whole bunch of anyway, playing some video games, watching sports and stuff like that. Hell, you can do both of those at the same time. I know. And going into this last tip so I can wrap this up, and this is a long one, and I feel like it should be long because it's a lot of information. I'm not even telling you everything. I got way more information. But the last thing, it matters what you say. It matters. It matters totally. So when you're sending out these emails, you responding back, you know, it also matters what you do. All of that. You got to keep all of that in mind. You know, you should ask yourself, you know, would I say this to my mom? If you wouldn't, you might not want to say it, you know. Especially in the beginning. In the beginning, once you start talking to somebody and you start seeing what they about and how they talk and how they react and things like that, then you could probably step it up a little bit. But in the very beginning, to get that first date, boy, you better keep it under wraps. Let's just bring this down, way down. I mean, you talking to a kindergarten class. That's where you need to keep it. You need to keep it civil. You need to keep it lighthearted. You need to just be simple with it, for real. Because you start getting too complex, and you will find yourself out the door quicker than Peter Gonzalez chasing some cheese that's on a... Never mind. That's my tips for this week. I think this will help you. If it works for you, let me know. Send me a message, say, man, I tried that stuff. Man, I actually got a date. It actually worked. I told this to a bunch of guys at work, and it actually worked for them. They got dates. I mean, quick. It wasn't like it took months. It was quick. The reason I know this is because I already took all the months figuring this out. I figured this out. And so when I do something, man, I'm looking into it. I'm researching and everything. I shouldn't tell you this, but I'm going to tell you. So way back over 10 years ago, I was on Black Planet and I started a catfish profile. I didn't use any of my pictures. I used one of my friend's pictures, put it on there. It was all my words, but his picture. And it was funny that the responses changed with the picture. Now, also the funny thing is that everything that I wrote on there, I mirrored on my site with my picture. It wasn't like, oh, he's saying this and it's so profound and he's not saying anything. It was the exact same words. But I used that and I started understanding some things, and then I started understanding how this online thing worked. So from there, I stopped the catfish thing. I only did that for like a month or two. It actually made me feel bad, so I stopped. I took that and I started rolling into some other things, you know, and every time I went on a date with somebody, I asked them about it. I got feedback, you know. What made you respond to my message out of the million messages you get? And I asked them, about how many messages do you average a day? And a woman will tell you, boy, she'd get like at least 100 a day. A day. That's what you're competing against, you know? So I said, well, what made you pick my message? And she'll say, oh, well, you said this, or you was kind, or you was nice, or you mentioned something about something in my post or something. And that's what's gonna get you on that first date. I mean, for real. You compete against all these dumb dudes out there saying dumb stuff. You know, most of these women, I say, well, you know, what kind of responses do you normally get? Like, ooh, I want to do this, and I want to suck on this, and I want you to do this with this, and they don't want to hear that. Who wants to hear that? I mean, I start thinking about it. I'm like, man, could you imagine just listening to that crap over and over and over and over again? It's like, I mean, it makes you start thinking differently of the world, you know? So if you approach this woman like you got some damn sense, boy, you'd be surprised where you'll go. And then, hell, you know what? A good tip, when you go on a date, carry that on. Keep using some sense. And boy, you'd be surprised where you'll get. But what'll probably happen, you'll be sitting up there acting like you got some sense, and she'll be freaking flipping out and doing all kind of other stuff, and you be like, damn, what's wrong with this woman? I'm gonna do some shout outs. I want to shout out to my boy William Dean, old Deanage. He has been down with me since before I even started, man. I bounced this idea off of him. We talked about it, we brainstormed and stuff, and he has been down since day one. He's still there. Hell, if you go to the comment section, he's always the first comment. So, man, I appreciate you. Here's a shout out. Also, my boy Jason Gallagher, you know, worked with him and everything. He's been down with me too. He let me borrow one of his cameras to help me get started and everything, and I appreciate him greatly, him and his family. Also, Jason Stewart, I hope I'm saying your name right. He showed some interest in me on Facebook and everything, and we've been corresponding and stuff. Hope to work with you real soon, get us a little project going. So I want to give you a shout out for that. My boy, Lil Matt Wold, he ain't little, he anyway. Oh, whoa, me and him go back to the torpedo shop and everything. He's been right there with me also. He likes my movie reviews. He says I save him money, not having to go see stupid stuff. So I'm going to continue doing that for you, my friend, and keep you straight. Hope you ain't too cold up there in Wisconsin. Lord have mercy. Ugh. And last but not least, Mr. Bouchard, Chris Bouchard. He was lieutenant on my boat and everything. Me and him was real cool. Him and a lot of other officers. You would think that, you know, since there's a separation, it wouldn't be, you know, too much of that on the boat. But really and truthfully, man, everybody brothers on the boat. Enlisted, officer, doesn't matter. We were just cool with each other. And Mr. Bouchard, he was a big influence on my life and everything. And I appreciate him. And he's been there since day one, since I've been starting this, and give me a lot of support. So I want to give you a shout out also, my friend. There was no birthdays this week, so if you would have had a birthday, I probably would have shouted out to you. But since you didn't have one, sorry. Here, coming up in the next quarter, I'm going to start a new phase. I'm going to do a crowdfunding campaign. There's a new site called TubeStart, and it's just for YouTube creators to try to boost up funds so they can invest in more equipment and things like that. I mean, I got some pretty decent equipment. I put some money into this, and I've been pushing real hard. But there's still some other things that I not like to get, but some things that I need so I can make this even better. You know, like I want to do a lot more skits, and that one skit I did just to experiment, it was cool. But one thing I didn't have was costumes, and I really would like to get into it. I would like to dive in head first and have costumes and everything, and be able to do some kind of sets or something. I think it's a whole nother direction to go, because I want this production, this video production, to be great. You know, I'm really serious about this. Now that we are wrapping up our first quarter, I'm always pushing to get the best out of me and what I can do to give it to you. So far I've had this set since I started, because, you know, I only had enough money to get one set. So, moving into the next quarter, I think it's time that we go ahead and move on to the new set. Let's see what we got here. Follow me. Welcome to the new set. So, we gonna mess around with this for a little bit. See how it goes and everything. See if we like it. Hell, we might grow into something else. You don't know. I mean, we trying to push this to the limit. Hell, next time you see us, we might be in an actual real building. Holy mackerel. So, look out for some stuff from us. Like I said, we're moving to the second quarter, so you're going to see us pushing more things at you. Not shoving it down your throat or nothing, but, you know, we trying to push ourselves so we can put out a better product and do more things, you know, and grow, you know. So, and if you like what we're doing, holler at us, like us, subscribe to us, and all that other good stuff. And like I always say at the end of every show, there is a million videos out there on YouTube that you could be watching, but you chose to view this one, and I appreciate you a hell of a lot. And thank you for coming back over and over and over, you know. And hopefully we'll grow this into something really great. Holla at you. I ought to do like that guy on the commercial where he grabbed his coat and said, I'll deal with this. You got other stuff to deal with. And then walk out of there just like I'm finna do right now. Holla. Okay, so Shannon, what do you want us to do?
Are you really gonna do that though?
No, I'm just trying to.
He's gonna cut it, and then he'll pick the best one.
Oh, you're like a 1, 2, 3.
No,
and now we're on 3.
Shannon, so what do you want us to do?
Like our video and subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to check out our Facebook page at Durite Productions. See you soon.
Perfect. That was delicious. I like it.